And you guys then have to share it with us. Hi, everybody. So it's funny because I got to tell you. Can you hear us okay?
Yep, I'm just turning it down because I can hear us too much.
Okay. Can you click over here and make sure it's running?
Cool.
So, one of the things I got to tell you guys on Facebook, on all the different Facebooks and Instagram and all the different Facebooks and YouTube is we go live 2 minutes early on Instagram. And we do that because we have the countdown on Facebook. And Instagram, unfortunately, cannot say, you guys look great. Why? Thank you so much, Miss Soap Potion. It's because we use your products. So, anyways, they get 2 minutes of our time before you guys jump on because they don't get to see the cool stuff.
It's like behind the scenes.
Right. So give them some love for a second. I'll be right back.
Cool. So today we have a little bit of everything that we're going to cover today. We have snow day activities, and then we also have some really cool information about Cobo Hall. We got pinup information and facts, and then we also have part 2 of one of my favorite things, Black History Month. We're going to talk about somebody that's really, really cool and influential, not only in just being a woman, but also being a woman of color as well. She did some pretty cool things, and we're going to share that together. What did you go and get? Oh.
So, Soap Potion, this is why we look good. Because we use Hydrate by Soap Potion.
It smells good. It smells really
I'm surprised
good.
you didn't grab it out of my hand. But don't you have some too?
I do.
You create some as well?
I do. Ours is a little bit different. I really like how this one smells, and I like the bottle shape a lot.
It smells so good.
It does smell
really good. And it just makes you feel good.
It does.
So, I missed it. What were you talking about?
Oh, I just gave them a quick rundown of everything that we're going to be talking about today, and
nice.
Just kind of filled them in case if they're looking for something specific today.
Nice. So what are we going to banter about?
So I told them that today we're going to be starting and kicking the show off with snow day activities.
Yes. So those of you who do not live in Michigan,
y'all don't know what a snow day is.
Some of them do, but let me tell you something right now. I got to make sure I stay in frame over here. So it is 16 degrees outside right now. 16. When I got up this morning and I came to work, it was 3 degrees.
Literally.
3 degrees. It is cold, cold, cold. So we thought, what better than to talk about things you can do at home when it's this cold because nobody wants to go outside.
And I tried to find the origin story of a snow day, and there is not one. It's just...
That's because back in their time, they hiked to school in snow this high, barefoot, by the way, in negative 900 degrees.
As my dad used to say, I used to have to hike a mile uphill to school every day. And I used to be like, oh, yeah, okay, Dad, all right.
But you want to know something? In the 70s, in the late 70s, we had a huge snowstorm here. One of the largest that Michigan has ever had. Because we, first 10 years of my life, I lived up north, in the middle of nowhere. And I remember my dad opening the window on the second story, and we would be able to crawl out onto the snow. It was crazy. But you know what? We still had to go to school.
So did you like snow?
No, I hate snow.
Really? You don't like snow?
No, I hate cold. I was raised in Southern California.
Oh, okay, yes, okay.
Hawaii and Southern California.
Yep.
So I only lived in Michigan until I was 10. And then I was in Hawaii and Southern California. So snow to me, when I first moved back here in 1999, 2000, every winter I would cry. Literally.
Me?
Because it was just so much. But, the grass is never greener because if you live in like Las Vegas, you don't step outside during July and August.
And I mean, honestly, though, like the weather is taking such a very weird, drastic turn right now with all of the unfortunate forest fires that are happening in California, the flooding we have in Detroit right now. It's all very odd and weird, especially with all these snow days. Like the pile of snow.
Plane crashes are weird.
We have this giant pile of snow across the street, and I was just talking to David about it. It sounds so silly, but it made me so giddy to see a pile of snow that large because I haven't seen that much snow since
Did you want to go slide down it?
Yeah. I want to take my toboggan and go right down it immediately.
Look, Golden Girls.
Love it. What a great snow day activity. All right, let's show them what we got here.
So, don't you have our first one? What is that right there?
Yeah.
Let's bring that up because I'm totally excited. We're going to talk about this at the beginning of the show. We're going to talk about this at the end of the show. Autorama. Not this weekend, but next Saturday. You have to come to Autorama. You're going to see myself. You're going to see Jasmine. You're going to see Steve. You're going to see us up on stage. You're going to see us being filmed. It's going to be so much fun.
Oh, and also we can't forget, Jason and I are going to be beat bopping around the whole, not the whole time, but a majority of the time. And we're going to be having some mics. So if you guys want a potential spot to be on TWL for a second, make sure you find us.
So this picture here that I have up for Facebook, people, and Instagram, I will post. This was posted on our Instagram earlier. So you can go back and see. This year, we are going to be working and doing a lot of interviews with the girls at the Creepy Tiki Bar, which is pretty cool. And they have 2 spots. They have a huge location. It is going to be so much fun. So you'll have to come down and see that it's the place to get laid.
I was literally going to say, you're so funny. I was going to say, and I just seen I can get laid while I'm there. Sounds great.
They have hundreds of different lays that you'll be able to come and get and be a part of the Creepy Tiki.
And come and get laid.
You know, and then we're going to be talking to Kevin Smith and Mandy Sumner, who are the owners of the Creepy Tiki, which I'm going to tell you, they're also customers of ours, and they're great people. So, you know, you want to pop in there, you want to get laid.
Yep,
you want
literally.
Then come watch us. Who knows? Maybe when you go there, you'll see us there interviewing the girls. Totally. Because we're actually going to be photographing a lot of the girls there for the new calendar that's happening this year.
That's going to be a really cool backdrop. I'm excited to see how that turns out.
So anyways, that's one thing. We're going to be talking more about this. Remember, it is Saturday. It is March 1st, and we are on the lower level in the muscle car, the pinup location. I will be interviewing the pinups as well as the winner of the pinup and last year's winner, of course. And then she will be talking to them in the back.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So, all right. So let's move on to, why don't you talk, is this Black History Month?
Yeah, it sure is.
So we still sit in Black History Month.
Yep, we sure are.
And every day, every show that we do, we talk about somebody who stood out, somebody who made a difference in Black history, somebody who we should know their name, as well as we know Madonna's name.
Yeah, literally.
So take it away, Jasmine.
Honestly, I'm really glad how you ended that because I'm sure you guys have noticed I try to cover not only just people of color who have not been on the show before, but just people of color who maybe their names have not been known so much as normal. So we're going to be covering Betsy Coleman today. And Betsy Coleman, she is one of the first women to ever gain her pilot's license. And she was also one of the first African-American woman and Native American woman to ever hold a pilot's license while being a woman, which is great. So Elizabeth Coleman was born January 26, happy belated birthday, 1982, and unfortunately succumbed to her last day, April 30th, 1926. David, you didn't. I mean, honestly, he did walk a mile.
Bill probably did.
Day, but definitely probably not in the snow.
Isn't that hilarious?
I mean, he did live a little bit away from home, but I didn't think it was that bad, to be honest.
That's funny.
Alrighty. So she was an early American civil aviator. She was one of the first African-American women and the first Native American woman to ever hold a pilot's license. She is the earliest known Black person to own an international pilot's license, and she earned her license from the Federation of Okinawa International of June 15th, 1921. And then she also, what am I pulling up on here? Sorry. And then here you go.
I love her hat.
Me too. She's so cute. Whoever pulled up this picture, honestly, was able to get it recolorized, which was great. And then this is another one of my favorites that I pulled up of her. Look at her. She's just getting things done. And in 1915, at the ripe age of 23, Miss Coleman moved to Chicago, Illinois, where she then lived with her brothers. In Chicago, she worked as a manicurist at the White Sox barbershop, where she then heard stories of flying during war times from pilots returning home from World War I. She took a second job as a restaurant manager of a chili parlor to save some money in hopes to becoming a pilot herself. The American Flight School of the time admitted neither women nor Black people, so Robert S. Abbott, founder and publisher of the Chicago Defender newspaper, encouraged her to study abroad. It's okay. Abbott then publicized Coleman's quest in the newspaper, and she received her final sponsorship from banker Jesse Binga and the Defender. Wrapping this up, with the end of the commercial flight, she's still a decade or more into the future. Coleman quickly realized that in order to make a living as a civilian aviator, she would then have to become a barnstorming stunt flyer, performing dangerous tricks in the air with then still noveling technology of airplanes for paying audiences. But to only succeed in this highly competitive arena, she would need to advance lessons in a more extensive repertoire. Returning into Chicago, she could never find anyone to teach her, so in February of 1922, she then sailed to Europe to finish it off and get her pilot's license officially once and for all.
Now, what year was this?
She was born in 1892. She should come to her last breath in April 30th, 1926.
So she was around the time that Amelia Earhart was out.
Yeah.
Too.
Yep, which is also really cool. I like that you connected those two. But if you guys did catch that, she went abroad in 1922 and again took her last breath in 1926. So unfortunately, she didn't make it back to the United States in order to use her pilot's license. But that's okay because she still got it at some point.
That is awesome. I love that. So we still have one show.
One? Yes.
One more show.
One, yep.
That we will highlight somebody fantastic that we should be knowing their names on a daily basis.
Yes.
And then we move into Pride Month, which we will then highlight somebody each week for that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do when it's cold outside? Somebody was calling me.
Really?
Somebody who apparently does not know that I am live using my phone.
I wonder if
trying to call me. So those of you on Facebook, let us know if that bothered you.
It did.
Oh, it did. Yeah. Sorry about that, you guys.
So we're now just going
to. That sucks.
That's okay.
I mean, it's back.
Yeah. So that's cool. We're cool.
So, anyways, that threw me off. What do you do when it's cold outside or hot outside? Because I'm serious, you guys. There are times in everywhere we go, no matter where you live. It could be Midwest, it could be East Coast, it could be West Coast, it could be whatever. There are times of the month when you do not want to go outside. If you live in Florida, that's July and August as well, because it's so hot that you feel like you have to take a shower 5 seconds after. You know what? I'm about over these Facebook people telling me that my meta is my pages are going to, get blocked because of this and that. God. Who is just, that's crazy.
I become very crafty.
Oh, I block them all.
No, you're so funny. I'm talking about when it snows outside.
Oh, you become. I'm like, I get annoyed by those things.
I just block them all immediately.
What do? You become crafty? Do you have
very
a craft
crafty
room?
Oh, yes. And that's where like all my Hello Kitty stuff is and stuff.
It?
Yep. So I do. I have a giant craft room and it's amazing. And
What? Did somebody laugh? What did somebody write?
The notification that you just got.
Oh, what was it? Telling me that the Facebook is being blocked again. Always. I get them 100 times. It's craziness. What are you? Oh, is that the notification I got? Are you kidding
He
me?
wants to be your friend.
Oh my God. Maybe he watches the show.
Hey, dude, that's lit. That's what's up. If you do, you should totally sponsor us.
So that would be nice. So, and I mean, not a cheap one either.
Right?
So what do? You become crafty?
Very crafty. I literally pull out like everything.
So I know you grab some stuff. Grab them.
Yes.
I'm going to switch with you for a second.
Cool.
She's going to tell you some stuff. So if you guys get to the point where, it's just nuts and you're going nuts at home, I've got lists of things you shouldn't do. I've got lists of things you can do, stuff like that. And it's a lot of fun. So what are you going to talk about?
I got some puzzles.
Yes, we do have puzzles here.
This is a
They're
really
sealed,
cool.
too.
Yeah, this is a really cool puzzle. Honestly,
Mhm.
I love the picture. I might have to bring it closer so you guys can really see what that image is. Yeah, it's perfect.
So puzzles are good, but I have cats who like to take my puzzles.
LOL. I've never pulled out a puzzle in front of my cat, so I have no idea how
They get up and they bat them. And then I have Bandit. One of these days I'll show pictures of my cats. But I have Bandit, who is a Sphinx, and we named him Bandit because he steals everything. And he would run through and just grab one piece of puzzle and take it away.
And then the puzzle's ruined at that point.
But I never know where he took it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Puzzle's ruined at that point.
But you know what? There are ways of stopping that from happening. But we do have puzzles.
You can take her off.
Who is that? Oh, I didn't know she was still on. Hey, click this.
See.
Okay. Well, she was enjoying it.
And then, I had to bring out my other main girl, Betty Boop. Duh. These are honestly 2 really cute puzzles. I'd love these.
Well, hello, Maria. So I'm wondering, did you walk a mile in the snow? You're from Spain, so you had no snow down there. You had very little snow, but David it did get hot and sticky there.
He said, yeah, I definitely did in all weather, and it scared me. Whenever it was cold, I just sat inside to hibernate. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he never wants to do anything when I don't either. Outside, which I get it. Not a lot of people do. So Steve and I literally stayed home all day yesterday, right? Because it was so cold outside, and we decided about around 1 o'clock that we were going to go out to eat, right? And we got dressed, we got everything on, we heated the car, and we bitched the whole way. Bitched the whole way. So I don't even know why we went. That's what happens when you live in 3-degree weather. He's also on this big kick of Who, David? Yeah, of wanting to find Pokemon cards, and so he's like, it's crappy outside, they're gonna restock. Maria, hell no! And no one's ever gonna come out and get them. She's like, hell no, I love that. So, I wish I could jump from page to page. So, anyways, what else do we have? Let me grab my list. Yeah. I have one on my list that says make snow cream. What is that? You've never heard of snow cream? No. So in Canada, you take a popsicle stick, you go outside, and you take some maple syrup. You create a little tiny divot in the snow, and you fill it with maple syrup, and then you pop your popsicle stick into it. You roll it in the snow, and it becomes a rolled up piece of sweet syrup with ice in it. So you want to make sure you use white snow? Of course, always Oreo snow. So one of the fun things we have here, we have a lot of different things you can do. And it's funny because one of the things that it says to do is when it is cold outside and you don't have a lot to do, and you get bored at home, or it's stupid hot outside, like 120 degrees, and you don't have a lot to do, one of the things it says is clean out your closets, go through your house, pick up the things that you don't use and stuff like that. But I'm going to tell you, don't throw them away. Bring them to stores like us. Bring them to different vintage antique thrift stores and stuff like that so they can get a secondary life. That is a great way to spend your time when it isn't, I'm being blocked by, that. Here, I'll move it over. Yeah. Can you move it over a little bit? So Instagram is being blocked a little bit. So you don't want to, it's funny. So we got a complaint the other day, and I don't usually talk about, too much. Sorry, Facebook. I'm looking at myself in the thing, okay. And I'm being distracted at how good looking I am. No. Cool? Yeah, no, it's perfect. So we got a complaint the other day, and I'm not calling out who it is or anything like that. I am. No, I'm joking. But the complaint stated, and this was on Yelp and stuff or whatever, that everything was used and looked like it came from a garage sale. Everything did come from a garage sale. I don't understand. It's like a double entendre almost, because I just want to ask that person, what do they think vintage and antique? Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, they actually put in there that I was looking at a game from 1983, like it was a bad thing. I don't understand why you would leave a complaint about that. It's like going to Baskin Robbins and you're mad that they sell 31 flavors. Right, that there's too many to choose from. Right. So, but clean out your closets. A perfect time to, rethink, do I use it? Because if you don't use it, there's somebody in this world that will use it. So you want to, or needs it for even more so of the fact. So cleaning out your closets, doing stuff like that is always great when it is cold, freezing outside, stuff like this. And then bring it to stores like this. Call us up and say, you know what, I was cleaning out my closets and I got some cool stuff, and we will give you the number to send the pictures to, and such as that, where you can always send pictures to 248-797.
1103. Don't call it because it's for pictures and text, but we'll look at anything. Will we buy everything? No. But we will look at anything because, if it has a second life ability, we will take it.
Totally.
Yeah. If the price is right, we will take it. If you just want to donate and get rid of, we will take it. And the stuff we don't use, we will find homes for it.
But also, too, if you remember, the very first Tuesday of February, that was actually National Organize Your House Day. And I did bring that up when we talked about that on the show for a brief moment.
Right.
For some reason, they talked about that on the show again today on the news. And a great thing is they said, start with items that you use daily.
Right.
Then go with necessities that you use weekly.
Right.
Then go with necessities that you use monthly. And then start organizing that way. And I feel like that's a really great way to declutter your space when you have snow day.
And that's a good thing. And if you do hire a company to come in and help you organize, an organization company, the main question I would ask them is what they do with product, because they will tell you to get rid of. But I hope that they have where you get rid of these things, because you want to make sure they're not just getting thrown into the trash and into a landfill or the ocean. You want to make sure they're going into a nice place. So some of the other stuff on here, which I thought was cool, was play chess. I don't have a chess here, but you do have a board game. So I will let her talk about board games, because we have a ton of board games, you guys. And there's nothing better than to sit the kids down, pull that phone away from their hands or the screen away from their hands, and have family night, game night. And she pulled out Clue, which is one of my favorite movies
but this was
in the whole wide
Disney
world.
Clue.
Do you have it written down here somewhere? Stuff?
I don't. Not about that game.
I didn't know if you needed it.
No, thank you. But this is just a really cool version of Clue because it's Disney, and obviously Disney just makes everything more fun. And the box, it's right up. And then the box is just so darn cute.
You know what I love about these is you could frame this.
Yeah.
You could literally frame this as a decoration.
Oh, totally. You know that print I just got from here a couple weeks ago with a girl fighting that tiger? I just hung it up and put it in my bathroom. And
so when we buy games, and I'm going to tell you this, when we buy games from people and sell them here, we go through and we count the pieces. Right? We count the pieces. We make sure they have all the pieces. Like this one has not only all the pieces, but it's got the directions, it's got the scorecards, and then the holder for all of it. When we do something like this, now, if it's missing a piece of dice,
right?
We may still sell it at a discounted price, and because dice are easy to come by. But if it's missing something major, I thought somebody was talking.
It's the iPad.
I'm all verklempt on that. If it's missing something, we will write on there what it is missing and that it is AI. Remember, when you go into vintage stores and antique stores, if there is something wrong with a product, we should be putting universally AI as is on it. So when you see AI or as is, then question it, because they'll tell you. Because the last thing we want you to do is go home and find out that it's missing a piece, or like in a puzzle or something.
Right.
And then it's a bad situation. Right? That is Disney Haunted House Mansion.
I think that's so cute. Like just the detail that's put into this.
So we have all kinds over there.
I also did notice that Parker Brothers made this game, which is really cool. Fun fact, they were the first brand ever to make the Ouija board.
Yeah, they were.
And I have one.
To merchandise, for mass merchandise. The Golden Girls, now, I'm going to tell you, we don't have a ton of these different paint by numbers, especially with Golden Girls, because I am a huge Golden Girls fan. Steve originally bought this for me, but I'm really not going to use it. So we have it out on the sale. So if you're a Golden Girls fan, you guys, you want to come in and get that, because it goes quick. Anything Golden Girls. Sorry if I put my behind in your face, but I saw it.
Oh no, sorry, I was looking on here.
Okay. So what do you have here?
I found
this
those
giant
are perfect. Princess treasure chest book, which honestly is like, I love it. The pages are ginormous. They put
it's
a lot
an activity book, right?
I found that it's just a book.
Oh, it's just a book. So reading is on the list. So in the top 10 things to do at home when it's cold or you don't want to go outside, reading is one. Small kids sitting down and reading them this picture book, and showing the picture, almost like you're the author. You know what I mean?
Also, I guess it's an appropriate time to say rest in peace to the woman who played Miss Teapot. She passed away last month.
She passed away last year.
Did she? Was it really last year?
Yeah.
Oh,
do you
dang.
know who it is?
I don't remember her name.
Her name is Murder, She Wrote. She starred in Murder, She Wrote. Her name is Angela Lansbury. She died last year, but she was Mrs. Teapot. Yeah, she was Mrs. Teapot. So this is Beauty and the Beast. And so sitting down and reading to your kids, showing them, helping them to learn to read, stuff like that, because we were talking about reading today, and this one sits here and goes, well, teach them to read, because too many kids don't know how to read.
No, seriously. There's too many today, Junior. So, you guys know it's about that time.
Oh, this was a good one.
It's word of the week, you guys. Dun, 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 dun.
What is the word of the week? Husband. Husband. Wait, what is it?
Jason said...
Husband. Husband. It's like a bunch of husband.
Yeah, literally.
But it's spelled with a C-H-U-T.
I can't say it with the
chutzpah. So chutzpah, what does it mean?
I'll give you guys like 10 seconds to think about it, and we'll use it in context.
Chutzpah.
You sure got a lot of chutzpah coming in here like that.
I always do.
Or, dang, she sure has a lot of chutzpah.
Or, oh my God, look at her. She thinks she has chutzpah.
Oh my God, Becky, look at her chutzpah.
Yeah, so that's our word of the week, and it is spelled C-H-U-T-Z-P-A-H. So, it's an interesting spelling word. It's like czar.
Yeah, literally czar.
Because czar starts with a T.
T-Z-A-I-R? T-Z...
T-Z-A-R. I think it's T-Z-A-R. Somebody will correct us. So, And
I'll tell you what that word means 5 minutes before the show.
Yep. Okay, so this one was a cool one. Find your favorite podcast.
Oh.
Find your favorite. It's so funny because we get correlating, or we get like, I looked at a bunch of lists and some said, stay off the screen. You don't need to watch podcasts. You don't need to do that. And then another list said, no, podcasts are the number one thing. Well, if you're by yourself, you're going to scroll and watch podcasts.
Okay.
If you have a family, spend time with them. Phone a friend, yoga video. Okay. Can you hand me, let's see.
What you looking for?
This right here. So this is a game. Maybe learn a new game. So, come into stores like this, and you've got, this one is called Itching.
Nice.
It's called I-Ching. It's called I-Ching. I call it Itching. It is a book and a card pack. So it is a game, tells you how to do it. Here are the cards, something like this, learning something new. If you're a euchre player, learn how to play hearts. Very similar.
Yeah.
Learning these different things help our, well, hello, Lori.
Oh, that's my mom.
Oh, is it? Well, hello there.
Oh.
And another thing is write in a journal.
Man, I love writing in a journal.
Write in a journal.
You know what's so funny? I just asked David the other day, just jokingly. I was like, hey, you ever read my journal? And he says, no, I don't want to get my feelings hurt. I'm good.
Well, you wouldn't want him to read your journal, would you?
No, but I was just asking if he ever did.
And now he's at home trying to find it.
I left it right on the table. It's always there. But like he said, I don't want to get my feelings hurt.
He's going to buy one of these new things. Oh, CZAR. Look at David.
What does that word even mean?
Quick-handed Google.
Tell me what, you're right. Yeah, right. Tell me what that word means.
See, Maria, your favorite is reading. I know you love to read. And so, this woman is a walking bookstore. And when what are you trying to remember? Trying to figure out what?
I'm trying to read everybody's comments because they're plopping up on that. Yeah, he said, no, she's right. I'm good on that.
Hi, Mom. So it's fun. So reading is great. So this book, you have to read it, then you play the game, something to this effect. I did bring over some Star Wars books there.
Oh, and you got these too?
Those we're going to talk about redecorating your house. So let's say you don't want to watch Star Wars. We have the Star Wars books here. So you could sit down, curl up nice by a fire, and start reading some of the secondary storylines of Star Wars, like the Hutt Gambit.
They're so thick, just like the movies.
They are. Look how thick they are. So these are good reads. These are good reads for your teenager,
for yourself,
stuff like that, because they didn't have. You want to know what's funny? When I first started reading, I first started reading in 84, 85, like for fun. 90, 92, because you're forced to read at some point, and then you start reading for fun. I started reading for fun in the early 90s.
When does that kick in for me?
Well, since I have no idea. When you pick up a book and sit down and read it.
Yikes.
But you got to read it through, because the imagination is everything. And we're gonna have a show on books, and Maria's gonna come, and we're gonna sit around, and we're gonna have books and coffee.
Wow.
What? And we're going to talk about books. We're going to talk about, our favorite books, stuff like that. But books are great, and it's great to have, read out loud.
Yeah, totally.
And one of the reasons I say read out loud is because reading out loud helps you talk in public. It does, like speaking.
I already know how I feel about that. A lot of people need to.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people need to know how to read.
Yeah.
And at 25 years old, I know a lot of your friends are just recently out of school.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, a little bit recently, but still more recent than me. Are you finding that people that is your age really don't know how to read?
Yes.
Like.
Or spell. Like that.
No, I still don't know how to spell.
No, but I mean like.
Well, I can blame some of the computer on not knowing how to spell, because when it does it for you, you tend to not think about it.
Like the two biggest things in text that make me mad is when someone types your, you are, or why you are.
There's 4 of them.
Or when they put a space in between a period.
Well, it's one space. It doesn't have to be. It's just one space. It used to be 2.
A space in between a period at the end of a sentence.
Oh, no. You mean after the word.
Right. Like my cat is black and white. Space period.
Oh, I thought you meant period space. Well, that's just stupid.
Right.
So,
it's just like, oh my God.
I'm like, well, that's just stupid. So, well, when I was in school, you had to do 2 spaces after the period.
After that makes sense. After, like, I always put a space after the period, but before, that's like a space period space.
It is. It's
it
crazy.
would be space period space.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Craziness.
Phone a friend.
Are we cash cab?
So you can phone a friend, but I want you to stay off your phone. So don't phone a friend. I mean, phone a friend. Maybe put them on speaker, or put them on FaceTime on the TV, and then set your phone down.
Yeah.
Because then you guys can talk as long as your speaker's on.
In 2025, that's called parallel play.
Oh, speaking on the phone?
When you just put your phone down and both you guys are living you're doing some sort of, like, you're painting and I'm crocheting, but we're not even.
So stuff like that is great, because I know my smart TV, I don't even need my sound on.
Yeah.
Because the TV, it'll come through the TV.
Yeah.
So, something to that effect. And then maybe you guys do exactly what you just said.
Yep, parallel play.
Parallel play, meaning that, maybe you could play board games that way if you both have a board game.
Yeah, totally.
Or, stuff like that. We get parallel play for people coming in here.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll walk around and show people different things.
While they're shopping.
But, I mean, they have their hands on the phone, but the people at home don't. Yoga videos, we do have some workout videos. We did work out, write in the journal, read a book, listen to an audio book.
Yep.
Yes. Now, as long as you're still reading as well, that's what I mean. Take a nap. Take a nap. That's me.
I'll say I totally am not reading the
audio
book that's being read to me.
So, try a new recipe. So, do we have anybody who has twins or is a twin on here? Anybody who has twins or is a twin? Because
this is cool. Sorry, I got distracted.
No, that was for books. Yeah, learn a new hobby. Tarot cards reading.
You can get drunk at home while there's a blizzard.
So
outside.
check this one out. This is cheese and wine. This is a cheese and wine craft cheese and wine book. So you could easily pick up some cheese, pick up some wine, and have an international snack. You know what I mean? Maybe have some friends over. International snack. Then we have.
This is a Splenda.
Yeah, that's all made through Splenda.
Which honestly seems very intriguing to me. Apple cranberry pie.
Yeah. So, you got stuff like this, and I know that Steve's sister, my sister-in-law, they love Splenda, so this would be a great cookbook for her to do. And then if you have twins, if you are a twin, we have the Livingston County Mothers of Twins Club.
Cute.
For that way, and you can leave notes in it. everything. It's got macaroni shells with me. It's got, because when you have twins, that means you have two
Double
mouths to
everything,
feed.
yeah.
You have to double everything and stuff. It candy, jellies, and preserves. How to can, which is all the rage now, from what I hear. Right.
I wish I knew how to can. I don't
So-
have the patience.
Oh, look, that's peanut butter.
Oh, that's cool.
Canning
Jumbo.
that. Yes. So canning, you know, and like this has a whole section on how to can, stuff like that. So if you are ever going, oh, I want to learn how to can, I want to learn how to do this, on days like this when it's this cold, it's a perfect time.
It's a great time to utilize your homestead skills.
Absolutely. Now, let's say that you're a little concerned, right? Because you have a ton of money to spend because you're paying astronomical heating prices or cooling prices, or, you know, you need to make stuff without eggs.
Going outside as an adult costs approximately $250 a day.
The Penny Pinchers Cookbook. So now this is a Penny Pinchers Cookbook from a few.
1962.
You think so? When do you think this is from?
76.
71. I was one.
Dang.
So this was 1971 Penny Pincher. So if you think today, we have it harder today than those back then when it came to food. There were still people. It's all relative, people. You know, well, not so much today. But it is all relative back then. If bread cost a nickel, your paycheck was probably $25.
Well, you know what made me laugh yesterday at the grocery store?
What?
How you know how like that cage-free thing is going to be coming in effect in Michigan?
Mm-hmm.
Aldi's, their normal eggs were $5.42. The bougie cage-free brown eggs, I paid $5 for.
So cheaper.
Cheaper than what normal non-cage-free pasteurized eggs are. Isn't that crazy?
You still want to pasteurize them.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Like
only just during this whole bird.
No, of
thing.
course, yeah.
So we do have, you know, you could go in here and you could figure out how to make meals, and that's always a good thing when you're and we've got cookware like up the wazoo here. I mean, from cast iron to actual cookware. If you go back a few shows, you'll see we did a show on cookware and how to care for it. But going through here and challenging yourself, can I work the whole week off this cookbook?
I think with our current diets right now, it'd be easy for us, but for people who are not in a calorie deficit, probably not.
Well, pan-fried pork chops?
They're probably, yeah.
With country gravy? I couldn't eat that right now. I'm on a strict diet, so. Scrapple? I love that. I don't know what scrapple is. But this is supposed to be the penny pincher, so chicken croquettes, broiled. Some of this stuff you may not want to do. But some of it, like
macaroni and tomatoes. Oh, wait.
Okay, so macaroni and tomatoes was a big thing. And those of you who are in your 50s, 40s, 60s, whatnot, that was a big thing. You just make macaroni.
What's Frankfurt?
It's a hot dog type thing.
Oh, okay.
Frankfurt. So, you know, there are tons of different things you can do. And by utilizing these cookbooks, and I pulled this out because
everybody just wanted to be Mrs. Fields.
Mrs. Fields cookies. Does that not bring back a huge, huge memory? Now, there is one in Somerset Mall here, but every time I go there, there's a line wrapped around the corner. And I'm sorry, you guys, every time they open a Chick-fil-A or a Bucharest Grill here, we've got cars down the aisle, right?
Did you see Raising Cane's?
Is that coming?
Yeah, you didn't know they already just opened, and
no.
it was like Chick-fil-A all over.
Right. So, and then they slow down, right? They slow down after a while. But I'm going to tell you, Mrs. Fields has been around since the 60s, and it still creates an entire line of people, you guys. So when you have new restaurants opening, because everybody needs to have that damn chicken sandwich, chains like Mrs. Fields, I mean, who doesn't like cookies?
I love
They piped
cookies
this through the mall. You know, in the 80s, you couldn't work in the mall. I worked in the mall in the 80s and early 90s, and all you smelled was Mrs. Fields. I think they had contracts with the malls.
They did.
No other food.
No, it's very ironic.
Right, you guys? Come on. You all remember that.
She had a store policy that cookies needed to be made fresh every 15 minutes, so the constant smell would be there. and she found out that that would be unfeasible to make cookies every 15 minutes. But she also didn't want anybody to know her recipe. So if you wanted to have a Mrs. Fields Bakery to franchise, you would just get everything pre-portioned and sent to you. It would say, it would be like a pre-packaged bag of flour and shortening or whatever it may be, and you just open it and dump it all in a bag, and that yields X amount of cookies, but you would never know exactly what's in it.
You know what? When it comes to Mrs. Fields cookies, I don't care if you make a fancy one or a plain one.
Me neither.
They're going to be good.
Good, yeah.
And and like I said, I'm surprised we're not seeing hearts and all sorts of stuff from people. Are people saying something?
Nope.
Oh. What's this? Oh, I just want to flip it over and see. Me and Jazz watched the whole documentary on her.
Oh, well, yeah, we did. That's how I know that.
Hi, Shirley. Yeah?
Yeah, that's how I know everything about Mrs. Fields, because it was super interesting to watch all that about her.
That is so awesome. So I'm toggling back and forth so that I can read comments and interact with everybody that's on here. We can see Instagram's comments, but because we stream on multiple Facebook pages and YouTube, I can't see all the comments.
Instagram only is right here.
Oh, I can see it up there too. But so this is a good one. You want to learn something new, because learning something new, I love to go through your stack of mail.
Yeah.
I was like, who has a stack of mail anymore? And she goes, I do. So I don't know. I throw them out immediately.
I look through it, and if it's a bill, then obviously I take it right out.
Oh no, I throw those away too. Oh. No, I don't. Those are what I want to throw away, but I don't, unfortunately. So, how about learn how to read tarot cards?
Yeah, I want to.
Check that out. This book is on how to read tarot cards and how to do them. I mean, you can learn something new all the time, you guys. It's so much fun. Somebody went through and highlighted everything.
LOL, that's lit.
It's somebody else's, so you get to know, right?
That's super cool.
Because
it actually teaches you like ways to read. That's cool.
It actually teaches you how to read the cards.
That's really cool.
Have
you ever had your cards read?
No.
My friend read them one time, pulled the same 3 cards, and I was like,
so
that can't be right.
Because of the amount of loss I've had in my life, I try to stay away from that, because I do believe in that there's another plane, that there's energy fields where spirits live.
Sure.
And I don't want to know if somebody is following me, being mean to me.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I don't want somebody to freak me out by saying, oh, your dad says, and me be like, oh, he did say that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would freak me out. And it's all personal. I don't think it's a bad thing.
No, yeah.
I think it's great for people who love it. But it just scares me a little bit.
Sure.
Fill bags and bring to charity. We're your charity. Bring them here.
Oh, well.
Right? Make a photo memento.
Like a collage.
Things you should never do. Things you should never do. Because we have all sorts of stuff. Before I say things we should never do, I want to show you this. We have all these decorating magazines here. And I'll let her show one up front. I'll close up. These decorating magazines, because you start looking around your house and you start thinking, oh, I need to redo this. I need to redo that. Vintage is all the rage. Product that lasts, product that you don't have to replace every 5 minutes. We have a whole bunch of decorating magazines that can help you get yourself started if you're not sure where to start. These have some great, and you'd be surprised how current some of these designs are today. I'm trying to find one, but
this is really cool.
But they are I'm not a big fan of heavy wallpaper, but I mean, look at that.
I like that.
Did that just come out? Oh, it's supposed to. So, big colorful things, and maybe you don't use the entire stuff inside of it, but you use parts of it that will, add beauty to your home, because when you are stuck indoors, you tend to really start looking around.
They use the word swag even then. Drexel's deep cut carving. If you look at this handsome Della Rabba swag, you'd think it has to be costly.
I know, isn't that cool? Maybe you love velvet paintings. You have always wanted to learn how to paint on velvet.
Love that.
We have the old velvet painting kits, right? We have the acrylic paint by numbers. that you could do.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. So
under the big top.
It's called Under the Big Top. Yep. You have big acrylic paintings that you guys can work on, stuff like that together, and these are great for as a family.
What is this?
Othello. That's a game. Travel game.
Flip open travel game board, keeps this in place, flip shut to store disc trays and rules.
Now, I've talked about cribbage before, but cribbage is near and dear to my heart because I used to play it all the time with my grandmother. In Hawaii, my grandmother, Virginia Warren, and we would play all the time. And she was very good at it. And I would play with my mom. It's a card game.
Okay.
And it can last you 5 minutes or it can last you 2 hours because you have to get through
all that.
All of that. And then it has your little markers down here. It has your little markers at the bottom. You just pull it open and you see it's got the little stamps in it. And then you play it also actually tells you on the box how to play. So this one is a domino cribbage board.
Nice.
And it will tell you how to play, but they're a lot of fun.
It sounds very hard and confusing.
The more people who play, well, you can only have up to 4 on this one, but some of them have more.
Oh.
And it's not really that. Once you learn it, it's like euchre. Once
Sure.
you learn it, it's not confusing. But I love it because it reminds me of playing with my grandmother.
They made a really funny joke in Family Guy this past Sunday about euchre, and it explained perfectly why as soon as someone starts explaining the rules, you lost me.
This is cool. It's made in the USA. And then this has the instructions and how to play. How to play cribbage. Instructions on how to play cribbage. It's actually quite an easy game. It's almost like 21. But you have to, you can literally go, and then end up going back, and then go, and then stay there forever.
Oh, no.
Well, this one's coming around. So they're a lot of fun. Card games, euchre, hearts. What are some current card games? Is it all still the same?
Yeah, all the same. Or no one ever came up with a new one. Or
no.
My mom used to tell me to play 52 pickup and keep me busy for 2 hours. And then just throw the deck.
And just throw the deck on the ground.
Yeah, 52 pickup. Have fun.
But the cards always work. That's another puzzle.
Over 500 pieces. They don't even tell you exactly how many are in this.
Right, so you got to count. And then, of course, models.
Yep.
Maybe, you want to sit and do models with build models with your kids or yourself to help time pass. All different kinds of models. Never open sealed. And again, if they're open, we will go in and make sure all the pieces are there. And
this one's really cool.
I love how David wrote swag with the $sign.
Yeah, literally.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they had it in context.
So I encourage you guys, if you're on here, to interact because we will bring you up on screen. Well, we won't bring you up on screen, but we'll talk about you.
And y'all need to guess.
Well, we'll talk to you, not about you.
Y'all need to guess the word of the week because no one's guessed what last week was, so no one won a prize.
I know. Interact. One of the things you might want to do when you're home alone watching your favorite podcast is interact with them. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, of course, dude. It's free.
It's free.
It's
free. How about this? Let's say that we are here all the time, right? It can be 50 inches of snow outside, and we might be late, but we'll be here. If you can get out, if you can get here, walk around. We'll talk with you about the different things we have, stuff like that. Spend some time getting to know that. If you can get out with your family, come in, spend some time with them there.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
It's super fun.
I just think it's funny because I'll get, oh yeah, that's a good idea, but then I've never seen them in.
Yeah.
It's funny. What time is it? Oh, it's 8:19. Let's go back. Oh, look, I said I was going to talk about this person, and this has been sitting in my office because for some reason it reminds me of a John Waters character. Look at this. It reminds me. Look at those eyebrows. Does that not remind you of a John Waters character? John Waters Divine? Yes, I love it. So it sits in my...
Cooking is fun too, yes.
Cooking is fun. And if you guys haven't had Maria's cooking, then you're missing out.
David, you're kind of right.
What? I love coloring and listening to audiobooks. Coloring's a good one, and I didn't even think about that, and we have coloring books over there.
A lot of them.
We have a lot of them, and coloring is a great one. And actually, you know what's funny And this is I do it on my tablet. I color on my tablet.
Oh, I like those kinds of coloring. Like
I color on my tablet a lot.
You're kind of right. I mean.
About that?
Yeah.
Oh, confidence. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it can do this. So it can go confidence with self-esteem.
Yes.
Meaning you got chutzpah. Confidence, you're a little bit of an asshole.
Yes, like
Cockiness. So I think
yeah,
it
you're
can
right.
go both ways. So yes, I think you're right. He gets a sticker. But you got to come in and get it.
Because you got to pick. You got to pick.
Actually, he did have it. Is it coming Saturday?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you can pick it up. Well, you can pick it up anytime. But you're going to be down at Autorama because this one has to co-host with me, which I'm sure it's not a has to. But let's go back to this. And then what do you have here? This?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Facebook, take a look at that. What does this say? Cobo Hall. Cobo Hall is gone.
Yes.
So Cobo Hall, this is a great vintage picture of Cobo Hall right here. That's a great vintage. Do you know I saw Madonna there?
Really?
I did.
And that's really cool. I have a fun fact about.
Well, I've seen a few concerts there. My last concert was Madonna.
Well, see, I actually have some fun facts about that because a lot of people they didn't know that.
We have a picture of Cobo Hall for those of you on Instagram.
That Cobo Hall actually seats 12,000 people. And
yeah, because everybody is sitting right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, literally, the person in the seat below you, his head was literally in your lap.
So the arena holds 12,000 people. The Pistons used to actually call Cobo Hall their place of home, and every sitting U.S. president from 1960 to 2008 has addressed a convention or has attended an event here, and Barack Obama was the last one.
Well, that could be because it was torn down, too.
Yes, but even still now, because it's...
Well, I know that Trump's first term, he was scheduled there, but then they had to back out because they went somewhere else or did something else.
Which is crazy because that has never happened before.
Right. But nothing him. It was something that he ended up not being able to.
Yep.
And so, but now it is now Huntington Place.
Yes. Yep.
And it's been completely redone, but it is still small seating.
So now it used to be called Cobo Hall or Cobo Center, Cobo Arena, or Exhibition Center. Now it's just called Huntington Place, and there is a very legitimate term for that.
And this is the stadium. Cobo Hall always had the exposition center in front of it.
Yep. So Huntington Place is one of the largest convention centers in the country. Mm-hmm. It was built by the city of Detroit, and it opened August 15, 1960 as Cobo Hall, and it was named in honor of a former Detroit mayor, Albert Cobo. It was his vision.
I did not know that.
Yep, it was his vision to create a convention center. That's exactly what he wanted. He wanted a building for people to come and gather, and for all different types of ethnicities, diversities, and demographics to come in and experience new things together.
That's really cool. It is a lot of fun to go down there. Now, the International Auto Show, which happens in January, it's the world famous International Auto Show. It happens here at Huntington Place.
And if you guys didn't know that the auto show actually gains $2.4 million for charity every single year it's held.
Well, hopefully it did this year because they were down 60% for attendance. But I'm going to tell you, Autorama this year is hopping because it's muscle car, you guys. It's what you made. It's people who built them in their garage. And so when, do you have a picture of it?
Of what?
Of something? What is this? Oh, was that when it was being built?
Mm-hmm.
So these are photos on Facebook. You'll see there. This is when the convention center, Cobo Hall, was being built. Keystone section of Cobo Hall is lowered into place on February 21st, 1958.
What is that, today?
No.
Oh, that's in a couple of days.
That's in a couple of,
Today's
yeah,
18th,
it's in a couple of days. And then, go ahead.
Cobo was actually one of the nation's first mega convention centers. The facility was made even larger in 1989 when renovations and expansions were completed. That costed $225 million, but it did yield 2.4 million square feet across the entire building.
Now, those of you who don't live in Michigan or have been to Cobo or to Huntington Place, the stadium you saw in the first picture, it's gone. Right. There's actually a tower there now that has apartments and condos and everything in it. But the convention center in front of that stadium is still there. And it's the the Huntington place?
It was actually architect by Louis Rossetti. He really wanted mid-century modern to be a staple for him speaking. No, I don't believe so, but it could be. The source where I got this image did not state that, but
I'm going to tell you, they all look like gangsters.
No, and honestly, that's why I picked it up, because it's such a cool picture. It looks like they're all very involved in what's going on with Cobo Hall.
We have Cobo Hall memorabilia here too, you guys. You have to come in and take a look.
Cobo was also the florist telegraph delivery in 1960. It was the first event. The first event was the 43rd Auto Industry Diner on October 17th, 1960. And people like The Doors, Jimi Hendrix, Queen, Weezer, Kiss, Bruce Springsteen have all played shows here, which is really cool.
This is October 13th, 1960. So I bet you some of them were gangsters.
Oh, totally.
In there. But how cool is that? So if you want a air of the old world, Huntington Places still has that. Because Convention Center's always been there. So and still sits today. So come see us at Autorama. It is March 1st. And we will be interviewing the pinups, and we're going to show you a picture here. Should I flip over to it?
Yeah, you can flip over to this one first.
And of course,
y'all know who she is.
The beautiful Betty Page here. But we are going to be interviewing pinup girls. The winner, the top 5, last year's winner. We're going to be doing photos of them and creating a pinup calendar similar to this, but it is going to be the Miss Autorama will be on the cover, and then the girls will be inside.
Yep.
So this is pretty cool, and we're gonna have them for sale here at the store. Of course, each of the girls get one, but not this. I mean, the new one, of course. But and then a portion of those will be going to a portion of the sales for the pinup will be going to a charity.
I was gonna say
to be determined. A local charity to be determined. I have a did you know that I gotta say real quick before look at Miss Betty Page. Now, if you love the look for pinups, you need to come, because these girls down there, Miss Lana Lenore, you know her, you've seen her in many of our shows. We do a lot together. Her and I work with the pinups a lot. We are in the process of building a agency per se for the pinups. They're gorgeous. And every single one of those women are smart, career-minded women who just love to be pretty once in a while.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they're pretty all the time, but just love to dress that way.
And there's also other women who are also sought after pinups, like Marilyn Monroe. She was considered a pinup as well. It's just I feel like Betty Page is one of the top most recognizable pinups. And those 2 pictures that I picked, they depict exactly what we're looking for in the Miss Autorama.
Yes, absolutely. So, a couple things before we get to the last picture, and because it's 2 minutes until.
Yep.
These are the things you do not want to do if you're home alone. You do not want to have excessive screen time, meaning that you have that phone plastered in front of your face and you're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. That's a good way for image issues. That's a good way to feel bad about yourself, because everybody only posts the good times in their lives. Unproductive online browsing falls with that. Compulsive snacking. If you're hungry, cook something. Be creative. Grab an old cookbook. Make a meal that they ate in the 60s.
Right.
You know what I mean? Engaging in risky online behavior. That goes along with that. Procrastinating on important tasks. If those closets need to be cleaned, clean them. Get rid of that stuff. It's a good time to do that. Plus, we're going into spring cleaning, so.
And it feels so good to spring clean. Ugh.
Playing addictive video games for extended periods of time, David. We both look at him.
And it's so funny because he goes, I'm going to play my game to relax, and then gets all worked up about it.
Isn't she beautiful, Maria? I know. I'm excited for the muscle cars, David. Playing addictive video games for extended periods, engaging in destructive behavior. We all know that. But this kind of goes with that. My did you know? So, first 7 movies of Friday the 13th, right?
Yes.
Jason Voorhees, the killer in Friday the 13th, throughout his entire movie history, has only said one word. One word. Yes, he actually spoke. One word. and it was in the first 7 movies. If somebody can tell me what movie that is and what word it was that they spoke, I have a Jason mask necklace for you. So he spoke one word in the entire reign.
I'm like, nobody look at me.
I need to know what that word was, and I need to know what movie of the first 7 he spoke it in. Okay, and I do have the answer. So I will give you until next week. I will get you till next week to, so start to Googling, and you can tell me what word he spoke.
Scratch that. Get to watch it. Don't Google it. Watch the movies.
Well, watch all 7 of them, but if you don't like horror films, especially 80s slasher films, you might want to try and look it up. It's not going to be easy looking at.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So anyways, what word did he say? And what movie was it in? He only spoke the one word.
Right.
That's it.
That's all you got to find.
So then we're going to talk about some new channels we're on.
Yeah.
Okay. So come on in, get your, because it's going to be cold all week, you guys. If you have topics you want us to talk about.
Yep. Anything you want us to cover.
Yep. And you notice we're talking fast now. We're talking loud. There's not a lot of breaks between what we're saying, and there's a reason for that. Shall I bring it up?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Because now, not only are we playing on Facebook, but you can listen, take us with you. We are now on podcasts. We have 4 shows. This will be the 5th going on. We are on Spotify. Here, I have my list here.
I don't even need it. We have Spotify, Facebook, YouTube, Amazon, iHeartRadio, Odyssey, Gazbar. Is Gazbar part of another? What are they called?
Deezer.
Ghana.
Boomplay. Yep. Now, let me tell you. So you're going to watch it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Odyssey, iHeart, or Amazon Music. Deezer is local. Boomplay, I believe, is actually through one of the gaming systems.
Okay.
And Ghana is actually a Middle Eastern podcast company. And I'm going to tell you, I've had 90 downloads. From India.
Wow.
You know what? Let them watch. I love it.
No, that's
because
cool.
I know they love Westernized stuff. So watch us.
Honestly,
watch us. Maybe I'll come over there and be famous one day.
Well, I remember I told you I wanted to go to Pakistan. So if that keeps going up, I'm just going to bring it up, and then they're
right.
going to be like,
I know. So as you can see, we're on those. You can listen to us. You can take us with you. You can do all sorts of stuff. But of course, those of you watching on YouTube, we're still YouTube. We've got you can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Amazon Prime. That might be it.
Yep. Right now.
Yeah, that might be it right now. But you never know. We may be ending up going everywhere.
We're going to be.
So, things you got to remember. Monday the 1st. Or, I'm sorry, Saturday the 1st. Be at the Autorama to see us up on stage.
Yep.
What we actually look like when we're doing
your best dressed.
And stuff. And having fun and doing a lot of stuff. We got some great guests to talk to. We're going to be talking to people as they walk around, get their thoughts and feelings on the show. What else? Anything else?
We're going to be there, so come and see us. That's all you guys need to know.
That's the only real reason.
Yeah, that's all you guys need to know.
Yep, you can always do jewelry at home, too.
Yeah, you could.
You can make jewelry.
Yeah, totally.
Come here, buy some jewelry, take it apart.
Yeah,
do what Lana does with the pretty little things.
Yeah.
Right? Anyways, so I'm going to move, let her close this down.
And we're going to catch you guys next Tuesday.
Yep.
Whoop.
Thank you so much for watching.
Bye. We'll see you next Tuesday.